It took less than 7 minutes. In the time you might spend waiting for a coffee, two friends sat down on a park bench and were executed in the middle of a sunny afternoon. Their killer vanished without a trace, leaving behind a crime so brazen and so brutal it has become one of Ohio's most baffling cold cases. This is the story of the Park Bench murders. Before we dive into this mystery, it's important to know who was lost that day, because Carnell Sledge and Kate Brown were not just headlines. They were beloved people at the center of loving communities. Carnell Sledge, known to his friends as Nell, was 40 years old and described as the kind of man who would do anything for anyone. His friends remember him as a pillar of his community, someone who brought joy and support to so many. His loss left a void that is still felt deeply today. Kate Brown was 33, and by all accounts, she was truly hitting her stride in life. Her family shared that she had bravely overcome personal struggles, celebrating 2 years of sobriety and transforming her health. She loved visiting the park, where her life was taken, finding peace and joy in its nature trails. She was, as her father said, at the top of her game. Two vibrant lives full of promise converged on a park bench that Tuesday afternoon, June 4th, 2019. They arrived in separate cars around 5:04 p.m. and just minutes later, between 5:08 and 5:15, both were dead. The violence was shocking. Kate was killed by a single gunshot to the head. Carnell suffered multiple gunshot wounds, also to the head. This wasn't a quiet crime hidden by the darkness. It was an execution carried out in broad daylight in a bustling public park. Yet somehow no one saw a thing. Investigators quickly classified it as an isolated incident, which only deepened the mystery. A case this baffling with so few initial leads is exactly where modern technology like CrimeOwl AI can make a difference, helping to analyze the scarce data from those first critical hours. For over 5 years, the case has remained cold. A reward that grew to $100,000 and a feature on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries brought in new tips, but no arrests. The frustration has led to investigators and to us to consider every possibility. So let's break down the five most likely scenarios. Scenario 1: a robbery gone wrong. This is often the first theory in a public attack, but the evidence doesn't seem to support it. The crime was exceptionally violent and personal, with execution style wounds. A simple robbery rarely involves such focused brutality, especially when there were likely easier targets. It feels like the motive was something other than theft. Scenario 2: a targeted hit on one victim. This theory suggests that only one of them, either Carnell or Kate, was the intended target. The other tragically eliminated for being a witness. This would explain the calculated violence, but it opens up 1,000 more questions. Which one was the target? Who would want them dead so badly that they would risk a murder in a public park? Investigators have looked deep into both of their lives and have not publicly identified a motive that would support this. Scenario 3: a personal dispute or a crime of passion. This scenario suggests the killer knew one or both of them. Was it a jealous ex partner, a business deal turned sour, a deeply personal grudge? These crimes are often explosive and driven by emotion. But again, the public nature of the location is peculiar. A crime of passion is typically less planned, while this attack feels both audacious and chilling and deliberate. Scenario 4: a random act of extreme violence. This is perhaps the most terrifying possibility, that Carnell and Kate were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, encountering a predator or someone experiencing a severe mental health crisis. The recent, though unproven, connection to Brian Hurt fits this mold. hurt, killed another man, and then took his own life just 2 miles from the park bench. While police have had no definitive link, it highlights the terrifying possibility that the killer had no connection to the victims at all. Scenario 5, a prearranged meeting gone wrong. The fact they arrived in separate cars at nearly the same time suggests they planned to meet. Did they plan to meet a third person as well? This theory posits that the meeting was about something that turned violent. It could explain why they were specific targets, but what could have been the subject of such a deadly meeting remains pure speculation. The number of possibilities is frustrating. If you believe this case deserves more attention, take a moment to hit the like button. It tells the algorithm that justice for Carnell and Kate still matters. So, how do you solve a case with so many questions and so few answers? You go back to the data. This is where a platform like CrimeOwl AI becomes essential for modern investigations. It can instantly scan and analyze thousands of pages of case files, witness interviews, and anonymous tips, searching for hidden connections or contradictions that a human eye might miss over years of work. It can build relationship maps to see if any names, even those mentioned in passing, overlap in unexpected ways. For the families of Carnell and Kate, and for law enforcement, this technology offers a new chance to find a lead buried in the mountain of old information. The brutal, broad daylight murders of Carnell Sledge and Kate Brown are a scar on their community, but their families' relentless fight for justice, combined with public awareness and powerful new tools, means there's still hope. If you have any information, no matter how insignificant you think it is, please contact the FBI, Cleveland Tip Line, or Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County. Your memory could be the key to learn more about how AI is helping families and investigators tackle unsolved cases. Visit crimeowl.ai. The answers are out there. It's time we found them.